And then my face is
Okay.
covered in makeup and my it is scarled.
What? Huh?
Well, hello everybody, and
hello.
welcome to another episode where Scarlett's frozen immediately after I put her into the thing.
Oh no!
Ah!
Oh, wait.
Up and she cleaned up, and she's here.
Yay!
Yay!
Scarlett, can you hear me? Scarlett,
I
are
can
you
hear you.
there?
I'm here.
Okay.
Um,
Wait, I shouldn't say that. We'll get copyright struck.
Welcome. Well, we're already getting copyright struck for our intro music, apparently. So,
wow.
which is free music on Whatchajigger on
I love when they do that.
Canva. It was really a really big treat. Hi, my name is Molly. I'm your game mistress, and your chuckling. I don't know. Maestro of Guffaws. I don't know what I should name myself.
Maestro of Guffaws.
That's
Should it be
great. Run with
Maestra?
that. We can just you're doing great. Maestro of Guffaws is perfect.
It did cause Scarlett to disconnect, so I'm gonna move things along here. I want to introduce my friend from the great city of.
Stop with all this edging, Molly.
The great city of. The great city of.
I'm on pins and needles.
From the great city of pins and needles.
Pennsylvania's a state, not a city.
Oh my god.
Are you sure? I thought states could only have one city. It's Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
The Pittsburghians would like to have a word with you.
Who's going first? Who wants? I'll go first.
I'll go first. It's me.
Trev
Hi,
goes
Trev. I'm back. I was gone last week, but I'm here and I'm happy to be here. I'm they them, and I am playing, piloting, narrating Erish, the wonderful Minotaur. She uses she her pronouns.
I really enjoy that you are they them. There are no others.
There are no
It
others.
is simply you.
Well, that's how Trev funds his lifestyle. Is the taxing everybody that uses they them pronouns.
No, I am not. I am not.
I've always wondered your secret, Trev.
I'm not
Immediately
taxing
use-
the they thems.
Immediately
No,
says
well,
Trev
then
is
why-
posing a
lifestyle.
non-binary tax.
Where have I been sending those checks to?
You're not supposed to bring that up.
Checks made out to Trev, parentheses, they, them.
Keep that on the DL. Oh, come on.
My
Speaking
name's
of people
Penny.
who are
I'm
they-
currently looking for new pronouns, unfortunately.
I'm
Are
extorting
you
the they
in
thems.
between? You're in between pronouns?
I'm in between. You know what? I think it's pronoun
Sometimes
this,
we break.
pronoun that. It's time to explore some amateur nouns. Okay, let's signal boost some non-professionals in this space. Okay,
Hey.
we'll do corv, short for corvid. Those are my pronouns.
Ah,
Oh,
we love the pronouns.
damn. Gotta
Not
get your
murdered
pronouns
that one.
in, everybody.
I'm
Um,
playing Zincha, who is currently bleeding out.
Nothing else. Just currently bleeding out.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah, no, I frequently when I'm bleeding out, I like to call people and tell them, "Hey, I'm bleeding out." Speaking of people who are calling their friends, Scarlett.
I hope you're not bleeding out, though.
I mean,
The quiet laugh.
hi. Hi, everybody. Hi.
Hi.
I'm Scarlett. Hi. Hi.
Hi.
everybody.
Hi.
Well, you said everybody.
Hi.
Scarlett, and right now in this moment,
Scarlett.
I'm identifying as a hot mess, and my pronouns are oh God.
You put the hot in mess.
Thanks. I've been doing my best. Play in
Interestingly, I
Bay.
put the me in mess.
Together, we make a hot me. No one's representing the S, is all I'm saying.
Well,
No.
yeah, I would hope no one
we
represents
need
the SS. That would be good.
Anyway, I play Bay, and they use they them pronouns.
And finally,
Allegedly.
throwing it over.
Yes, I'm Adora. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Celestrina, who uses she, her pronouns. So I'm having trouble keeping it together this time around. Everything's really funny for some reason.
Are you saying? I don't know. I was trying to come up with the next bit. I don't have it.
That's okay. It's still funny.
On the 7th day, the end
day.
will descend from the Northlands. La Arusu gurgles as Zincha's great sword draws a line from side to side of her neck. As consciousness slips from her body and the failsafe set within her skull swells and pulsates for a moment before knocking all around it back just a few feet. Zincha's wounds drip with the emerald blood of the great dragon Nilimananji as they struggle to stave off death for the second time in nearly as many seconds. The abjuration magics of the wards of Admurs flourish and dance around you, bathing the dragon in protective magic. Panic shoots across the dragon's eyes. The two stitch-fletched aberrations roar in front of you. Neither seem to be in particularly dire straits. Studying the rest of your party, they believe themselves to be in a prime position to win. As Zincha topples to the ground unconscious, a wave of primordial magic rushes outward from the sapphire worm and draws Zincha's consciousness near. Zincha, you feel yourself as in the same connection that you might have with the Borg. I mean, the other Emeraldkin, that same psionic connection. You feel with this creature almost immediately.
Like a resonance?
Yeah, a profound resonance.
And I have awareness? I'm in like a psychic.
You are kind of you are in a space where you have some deputy. For
Okay.
sure.
Hello?
Absolutely. Hello, Sister Spawn.
Sister Spawn? What? Who are you?
Who am I? I am Savadrama, the great I am Savadrama, the great worm of the Sapphire Flight.
Wow. You're like Nilamenanji.
Yes. Bang on the money. There
What's money? Okay.
Nice. And she will show you. Nilmananji and I erupted from Grajwheel itself at the same time. And she shows you this image of Grajwheel as a volcanic mass hurtling through the astral sea. And as you do, you see that there are motes of color shifting around inside of basically what is a moat of lava hurtling through space, and you see color shifting around in it. And as you're watching this kind of move through time, you see kind of another shape slam into the space. and the lava ripples and absorbs, and the colors lift themselves up and out of this kind of the early proto mantle of Grajwheel. And you see, kind of erupting from the earth at the same time, are Savadrama and Illuminati taking off into the astral sea from
there any
the
others?
primordial Grajwheel.
Are there any others, or is it just the two of them?
And you look around, and there are also there's also a deep purple color, a yellow color, and you see, and a ruby color, and those are the ones that are visible to you from kind of from the perspective of Savadrama, as you're kind of being shown this moment of creation.
What have they done to you? How could a creature so powerful and so ancient be bent to the will of these giants?
And so she will turn to you, and she will kind of show you. They'll kind of get in. She'll show you the emotional context of what happened when that object impacted Grajwheel. You feel Nilmananji's and you feel Savadrama's fear at whatever this thing is that impacted the core of this world. And as they rip off, you see that in an answer to your question, you see kind of chains shooting up from the mantle, like through the molten earth itself, and wrapping themselves around the dragon.
Gosh. I'm so at a loss. I don't know what to say. Am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? Am I helping? I feel like I've gotten so little guidance. I've gotten so little chance to talk to Nilomananji or to you, or no one really knows what's happening.
You are shown you're shown a picture of you're shown a vision of a frog sitting in the center of a swamp, where an eternally cascading waterfall pours from the astral sea above. And you see this kind of this dark mass that slammed into Grajwheel seems to be bubbling up through the swamp beneath this frog creature and wrapping itself around it. And you see kind of the eyes of this small frog creature rip open with a kind of clear malintent. As this happens, the other thing that Savadrama will show you, will say is, coming here was not a great choice, because there's only a small chance that you survive what's about to happen.
Oh dear. Oh no. How could I don't understand. It's all so much. How could I do something trying to help and have it not be the right thing? Why was I even Why was I even made? Why was I even created if I could fail this badly?
And she will show you these images of a long past garage wheel. You're kind of seeing it from like a flyover distance from way in the astral sea. And you see armies of people, of dragonkin and emeraldkin, gemkin, that look just like you, marching to go to war with one another, fighting over land and territory in time long past. And you see Savadrama, you see Nilmananji, in the retrospect of these calamitous battles, sitting back in shame and using everything they can to wipe evidence of their failed empires from the face of Grashwheel. And you kind of get this feeling she's trying to say, hey, we all make mistakes and we all lose our way, but you got this. We were much further gone than you are currently, and that you ever will be. I need to figure out what's going on with Scarlet. Scarlet reconnected, and I gotta get her back into the game.
Okay.
Because I'm a problem.
Oh, hey, Winston.
Winston's very cute, though. He's never a problem.
Never. Not a
What
problem when there's Ham
what
around.
a little guy.
Do you
No,
have
especially-
Legos behind you?
I do currently have Legos behind me. Usually I clean up my stuff, but I didn't have time today.
I was about to say the same thing. That's awesome.
I got 3 sets.
Are they
two
the
of
Lego
the-
botanicals?
If I
2
ever
of them
won
are
the
the
lottery,
botanicals.
Nice.
I wouldn't tell anybody, but there would be signs.
There would be signs and it would be Legos. The signs would be Lego. Yeah.
As this connection starts to fade from you, Zinsha, you feel the final bits of Savadrama's will slipping from her.
Uh-oh.
As abjuration magic washes through this entire ship. As it does, the stage, the platform on which Savadrama is currently positioned, is revealed as a mirage arcane. Whirring beneath it are intricate clockwork magics, their traps now triggered.
Oh, okay.
What?
Sorry, that was
I was in a different headspace.
No. I am too. I just had the intrusive thought to do that, and it's like, all right, it won today. And
Okay.
they start to whir. You feel a tremendous tear in the weave open up in front of you. Quickly, the dragon starts to slip in. A hole begins to be drilled in the mithril hull of the ship. Cacophonous explosions all around you are met with panic as each of you tries to survive Zinsha's body floating to the bottom. For each of you, blacks out.
Uh-oh.
I am going to...
So wait, hold on, wait. I also just want to make sure that Scarlet, I'm understanding this scene as it happened.
Yeah.
So a giant portal tear in the weave ripped open, and the dragon is going into the portal. And then separate of that, unrelated to the dragon hole, there's a ship hole. And
The-
Zinsha has fallen through the ship hole.
The dragon hole. So there is clockwork. There is a contraption underneath the platform where the dragon was. This tears open a portal, which chews up the magical essence of Savadrama. It starts to expand and drives a hole through the bottom of the ship.
Okay, they are related, the two holes.
As is typically
Oftentimes.
the case. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oftentimes.
Yep.
I see it.
And so as this happens, probably the last one standing, and kind of what you will see, Celestrina, is and the
Neuron
last
activation. the way he whipped over to the camera. Sorry.
Beef was ready.
Sorry, go on.
You see Zinsha getting ripped through the bottom. You see Bay and your teammates getting kind of consumed by this explosion, so far as you can see, as you're pushed using all your strength to stay up at the top. And as you do, this mithril ship, its ballast now completely broken, plunges to the bottom, and as it does, you smash your head on the top of this mithril ship, on the roof of this room, on the ceiling of this room, and you go unconscious.
So if the ballast was all destroyed, the ship would go up.
Okay, help me then. What is the term I'm looking for?
Okay, listen.
Heal.
Wait, you're jettisoning something floating and it's sinking?
The ballast is weight. Ballast keeps you down.
All right, so the ability for this ship to float
Ignore me,
is
please.
completely shot.
Okay, all right, yes. Oh, whatever mechanism was making whatever magic spell made this ship able to float is kaput.
So it's sinking.
It is sinking.
Yeah.
But it also
rapidly.
cracked in half, correct? Is that what was
The
also
ship's,
happening? The ship was kind of imploding,
like
if you will.
Cadbury egg.
The ship's
And we're the
like
filling.
On.
Did you say it was a
Buoyancy
Cadbury egg
device.
and we're the filling?
I did say that.
Oh no.
This is
Ship's-
valid.
buoyancy device.
Yeah.
It would be
All right.
fun. I don't
I'm gonna-
care. I just think it's funny.
You awaken, gagged. Hands. Oh my god, I'm gagged.
I was just gonna make
Sounds
that joke,
like a-
and I was like, no.
Oh, I was just
I
thinking,
don't
it sounds like a
understand. Is that-
typical Saturday night.
It's-
Is that like
Hey!
Is that a drag thing? Of course. Celestrina would know. I should make the joke later. I don't. This is
There
the
you
gap
go.
between me and my character. I don't know drag stuff.
Yeah. Hands bound behind you. Your face pressed into moist jungle dirt. Flashes fill your mind of the last few days. Tumbling along the rocks at the bottom of the Bay of Hadmurs. A giantkin vessel snatching your semi-conscious bodies as you drifted down the rapids of the North Fork of the river. Being envenomed with a large, nasty-looking needle to keep you docile. And finally, awakening here, where the jungle canopy arches high overhead, and the sound of two giants bickering with one another stir you to wakefulness. There's no way that's them. Just one dose of Malefia Malasium and they were out. The other giant kind of turns back to him and says, listen, they bested Kranush's kill team. The fuck they did. That halfling pipsqueak wouldn't last one strike from my axe. You come to as these two giants are arguing. The
Honestly
jungle
rude.
canopy arches up above your head. you gain the benefits of a long rest.
Much needed.
I'll take it.
Avoid a party wipe.
You
with
are
just
gagged and your hands are bound. You are in what appears to be kind of like a jungle prison. They have you behind bamboo bars here. It reminds you of it reminds none of you of nothing, because none of you were on the island of Rilamunta when all that happened. So
Zinsha knows about Rilamunta. This is where Zinsha's from.
I was born post Cataclysm.
So you are in those kind of rough-hewn, quick giantkin cages that the Emeraldkin were kept in,
right,
on a beautiful jungle shore. What would you like to do, Concord?
Josephine recognizes the cages.
So
I have a question.
Go ahead, Hayu.
Was the stuff that was used to poison us or sedate us magical?
Yes.
Or was it or an organic compound? It was magical.
Yeah.
Okay, that was my question. Thank you.
So we're hands bound and gagged, and we're in separate cages.
Yes.
And there's two giants.
In the distance, arguing, but their arguing has stirred you from wakefulness. Stirred you to
But
wakefulness.
we can't see them.
You can't see them, you can hear them.
All right.
We can see each other, but we can't see each other. There's no other cages or anything else in view.
I would like to keyword investigate my surroundings.
Actually, it's 2024. Keyword study.
Is that?
Yeah, she's not wrong.
They do that?
You'd like to take the study action,
And they do that?
Study action exists now? Yeah, let me take a study action.
What is this
All right,
slowly turning into Pathfinder?
Are you
What am I
looking for
looking
anything
for?
specifically?
I am primarily looking for a way to escape my bonds. I figure getting out of the cage will be easier with my hands free. So I'm looking for things that are sharp that I could rub it against, like in a movie. I'm maybe trying to figure out if I could muster up a breath weapon despite the gag, because then I could maybe break the gag and bite my bonds off or something with my dragon parts. Something in that vein, something sort of mundane that I could do.
Yeah, you seem to be, so you seem to be gagged with what seems to be nothing magical. It's just a cloth gag.
Okay.
Your hands are done behind your back with cord. Give me a perception check as you're looking around for something sharp to saw your hands free with.
Okay. You're sure it's not an investigate, that it's a perception instead? I'll make a perception check.
Fishing for, if you want to to try to break the bamboo and try to make something sharp, I can, if you want to
I'll make a
you can do
perception
that for
check.
investigation.
I'll make a perception check. I'm just worse at it. All right. I got a 12.
A 12. Yeah, nothing's really occurring to you. It's kind of the bars seem pretty smooth.
Do we have any of our stuff?
Your stuff is not, you do not sense your things.
Okay. Including clothes and armor and stuff?
You're wearing clothes.
Ooh.
But you are
okay.
your armor, your reagents, your holy symbols, all that stuff is not on you.
So is my pact weapon within range of summoning my pact weapon? Let me look this up while you do other stuff.
Well, I have a thing that I would like to try.
That could be useful. Look up.
Can I use burning hands to incinerate my bindings?
Is that a vocal or somatic requirement spell?
So I can still speak even if I'm gagged. You know?
You're gonna need to make a check for that. But
it is
I'm
somatic,
into
yeah.
it. It does have a
No,
somatic. so you need
somatic
more-
means you can't.
And verbal. It's both. So
Yeah.
good. Can I make a check for it, or I can't do that?
You would not be able to do both. You would if you want to like try to like chew through the gag, that's an option, but like that'll be a minute.
Okay.
You know what? Yeah, okay. So is it within the bond just ends if it's more than 5 feet away from me for a minute or more. Okay, however, I will say 2024 Pact of the Blade things, which is as a bonus action, you can conjure a pact weapon in your hand, a simple or martial melee weapon of your choice. So I think I have a lead on something sharp, actually, which is exciting.
Are you all communicating verbally? What are you doing?
No, this is out of character.
Okay.
So if we want to be in character, we can all be like looking at each other like. But like, I don't think in character, if I have access to this, I'm gonna just start using it.
I'd like to at least try this before we do something else. I'm
okay, you do your thing.
I'm an 18th strength character. Can I try to
do it,
break,
baby? Do it.
break these cuffs?
That's what I was going to also
break...
suggest. Being a 16 strength Minotaur, big buff. You know, that's what my.
You want to roll together? You want to do it at the same time?
I would, if Molly will allow. I would love to roll. I would love to roll together.
Athletics. All right, I can break these cuffs.
Athletics is
I can
happening.
break these cuffs.
All right, let me. All right, we're gonna roll together.
Oh.
I like to think that Bae also makes eye contact and also tries their best, even though Bae definitely has like a -1.
That's a natural 20 plus 6, 26.
I got a 22 after everything.
Gonna be a 4 for Bae.
Yeah, so Bae, you actually you almost dislocate your shoulder, and you think the wiser of it. Zinsha, you are unable to wrest yourself from the tie.
You can't break
Erish, you through a spark of divine fucking intervention, you beat the DC for this. And you break your arms free. You are now you are gagged and unbound. What would you like to do?
How do the bars, these like bamboo bars, look? In terms of like, are they like just planted into the ground? Or is it like, do they have other supports? Because my thought is, if they're just planted in the ground to make a like makeshift cage, can I just pick them up and like move them to get out? Or is it like an actual reinforced like cage?
It's set up. It's reinforced.
Okay.
Can I do mine while this is?
Yes.
Okay. Use Pact of the Blade to summon like a whatever the simple or martial weapon is that is best suited to being like it's stuck in the ground, but it's like serrated. There's got to be something serrated, right? I don't know what something serrated, so I can just kind of go like just like quickly like cut the bonds on the serrated thing that is now stuck in the ground. So I'm working on that while this is happening. I don't know how long that'll take. Hopefully not that long if it's a nice, sharp, magical blade.
So you see Celestrina reach into a portal of butterflies, pull out a nasty-looking scimitar, flip it around, and try to plant it in the earth to saw her binds.
This is all behind your back,
Sure.
right?
Well, I was thinking it would just be conjured like already in the earth.
You could definitely sure.
I have another idea, but does Scarlet want to try something? Because I don't want to go too many times in a row.
No, go, please.
Okay.
Bae is like nursing a very painful shoulder and trying to be cool about it.
Well, Erish has very impressively broken the handcuffs. So I'm wondering if I could use the zipline ring to like and like, you know, like yoink my body into the side of the cage and carry it with me and like move it.
The cage?
You don't have it on you.
Oh, no.
I thought the zipline ring was like in me. That we just been calling it the zipline ring. But okay,
yeah,
no, I mean
for intents and purposes, you don't have.
Okay, I'm cut off from my dragon magic.
Arish is going to take the gag out of her mouth and look to the group and say, "Do you trust me?"
Faye's gonna
Celestina,
shrug
as
and then
like while doing
immediately-
this, just rolls her eyes.
Okay. Arish is going to, picking up on this conversation that we all heard, "I bet you can't beat me," and like yell as loud as possible to try to get the giant's attention to bring them over to the cage.
Okay, I'm dismissing the blade. If they come closer, I mean, I don't want to let them onto my tricks.
All
I'm-
right,
you know,
so
I'm not
so
saying
you're
that in
going
character.
to-
Because we're in separate cages, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So my plan here is out of character. I want to bring them closer. If we can get both Arish and Celestrina out to fight them, we can then hopefully get you all out of cages, or we can try to do something to get you out of cages.
Yeah,
out of
you know
cages
what?
At that point. So trying to goad them into a fight to get us either them into the cage with us, we do our thing, or we can then get out because they have to come in to get us anyway. That's the plan here. That's
No,
the plan
that's
here.
hilarious.
I
I
like
love
it.
it. Out of character, I love it. In character, very annoyed. But I will continue to. I will continue to saw. I will just like position myself so that they can't see what I'm doing.
All right, so
I don't know how long it will take. What you can decide. Just let me know, and I'll go based on
Celestrina,
that.
I need a deception check.
Oh no! What do I ever do?
Roll a d20 and add relevant modifiers.
Okay.
Is that what we've been doing? Is
I
that what
know,
you guys have
right?
been doing? Because
I'm gonna
I
use my.
You guys have been rolling the 20-sided one?
Oh, I've just been using my magic 8-ball, and that's been giving me the
I'll
numbers.
use my species feature to get
I
advantage.
wonder why you kept try again. Kept
Yeah, I
rolling
know, it
try
just kept
again.
try
So
again,
weird.
yeah. It said not today, unfortunately.
Yes, my dice also said not today, as I got a 1 and a 3. So,
Row.
let's see. We've got 10 is my result.
All right, so you hear off in the distance. Oh, they're awake. Get some more of the Malefia. That's what Kranush said to keep them dosed with.
I hear this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play dead.
Okay.
Smart.
Do
I'm
I
a
have to
day
roll for
dead.
deception, or can I just kind of lie there?
I mean, I think you should have to roll for deception.
Yeah, you do have to roll for deception.
All right.
You have to look very intently to see if your chest is rising and falling, even when you're laying there.
Well, no, your chest is rising and falling regardless. You're not playing
Dead.
dead.
When I fail this check, I'll tell you what I do. I rolled it off the table, so it might as well have failed. Okay. 14 after modifiers. 14 deception.
Good to know. So we have a what? A 6 and a 14?
What?
What was
What
your
was
total,
your-
Celestrina?
My total was 10.
10. A 10 and a 14. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. All right. So one of them walks over. You hear them walk over to and you hear the slamming of a crate a little bit further away than the voices sounded. And you kind of hear them rumbling through some stuff, the sound of kind of clanging armor, whatever, some different noises. And then the sound of got it. And this guy starts walking over to you. As you start to see him closing in on the cages, this giantkin is truly massive. Let me get this. Let me find this art here. Seems to be wrapped in a lot of the same magic that the blood magic users were using, and has a very nasty looking staff that seems to have blood running through it. As he starts to close with you, he says, "What did you say?"
Ooh.
I just said, it sounded like you were talking a lot of smack, so if you wanted a fair fight, we can duke this out.
Sounded like you were talking a lot of I don't know why that
That's
tickled
pretty-
me, but it did.
You talk a pretty big game for someone with such a small truck.
All right, I'm trying to figure out, is that intimidation or persuasion?
I think it's persuasion.
I'll give you persuasion.
All right. Persuasion. Oh, intimidation was my higher stat, but I do love persuasion.
But you're going about it logically.
You're doing the opposite of intimidation though.
That's an 8. That was not my best roll, but not my worst roll.
Wasn't your worst roll.
Wasn't my worst roll.
All right. You want a fair fight, do you?
Yes.
And they will all right. They will open the cage and will reach in, and you need to make a dexterity saving throw as they go to grapple you.
Dexterity saving throw. Okay. That's going to be a 17.
All right. So you save that, and you see a tremendous amount of liquid blood starts to pour down your kind of clothed form, as though it was trying to grab you and then drown you in a torrent of blood. What would you like to do? Your cage is open. You're ungagged.
Can I? Oh my goodness! I didn't think that would work.
What if I
Um,
get free at
it
any point in
hasn't
this process?
Yeah.
so
Love it when a plan comes together.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Scarlet
Ooh.
is missing again.
Scarlett's
Oh,
back.
she's back now.
Yay.
You know what, Molly? You know what I'm gonna do?
What
Tell
you
us,
gonna
Trev,
do?
what are you gonna
What you gonna
do?
do, Gorge?
I'm going to. So I have clearance to move basically out of my cage.
Yeah.
Can I come out of my cage and I'll be doing just fine? I gotta be
Well,
down.
Gotta be down.
But you
Well,
can definitely come out of your cage.
If you
I'm
were
gonna-
to say like what you wanted in this moment, what would that be? All of it?
Yeah, I want all of it. I want it all. Started out with a kiss. Anyway, no, this situation didn't start out with a kiss. Anyway, I'm gonna run out of the cage. I'm gonna turn around, and I'm gonna cast a wave of agony on this giant
Yes.
because
Is that like that Pixies song?
It's like every Pixie song.
it's like every. Can I have a con saving throw, please?
Yeah. That is a wah wee wah. That is a 14. Sorry, 17.
Ah! Okay. Well, that doesn't do it. It needed to. It beats it with a 14. So it will take. I think it just takes half on its speed because what I wanted to do was I wanted to reduce its speed to 0 till my next turn. However, it will still
Got
take
this,
half
Eric.
damage. So we're gonna what is that?
I'm gonna
3d8.
go to a 60-second ad break because I need to use the restroom. I'll be back.
All right.
A biological break.
A bio break.
Ew, break.
Extra biological girls.
9. Okay. Dang.
That was a cool idea, though. I like where your
Yeah.
head's at.
Well, you're
Yeah.
out
The
of the
dice,
cage.
the dice gods did not like where your head was at.
I don't know.
Fan.
If
I actually have a spell that's like really useful for this kind of situation that I still haven't revealed yet. So perhaps it will come into play if my sword eventually works.
I think I can use my breath weapon, but I
I
don't
should have
think
summoned
it will-
scissors.
I don't think it will help me. I don't think a scissors pact weapon. I don't think my breath weapon will help us all that much because it is psychic. So I don't think it will even do anything to the gag, let alone like. But if the villain was very close to my cage, maybe I could do some damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're back.
So it's 9 damage, 9 specifically necrotic damage. However, because the giant saved, it is halved to, I believe. Are we rounding up or rounding down?
Rounding down.
So it would be 4. So 4 damage.
All right, so we're gonna roll initiative, and let me bring us
Okay.
over to the board.
I got a quick question before we do that.
You have an inquiry you'd like to make?
I have a small inquiry. Whilst that was going on, is it cool if Bay was working on chewing through their gag?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make a chomping check.
Make a big
Give me an
chew.
athletics
Yeah,
check.
what do I do for Big Chomp?
Make us a
Big
big
Chomp is
league
gonna be
chew
athletic.
check.
That's straight strength. That is an unskilled check.
No,
I believe.
okay. Like that sounds like someone who hasn't done mouth-based sports before.
Mhm.
Okay.
I feel
have
like
you
that's
done
a fair.
mouth-based sports
What
before?
if
No, I
Tell us
feel like
more.
Bay has
I may
not.
not have done I may not have done mouth-based sports, but I have been called the throat goat. So
Oh my god. Let's go.
Oh, what about insight, Molly? What if we were to say this was an insightful move. Bay is using their brain.
No.
I don't think that's the nature of an insight check as
how does the
described.
gag feel in this moment?
No, I'm not gonna let you roll religion on this either. I promise.
What about history?
It's
What's
the Church of the
What's
Throat.
the gag made of?
It's the Church of the Throat Goat.
Okay,
Have
what do
any
you-
teachings about this?
What do you actually want me to roll?
Athletics.
Athletics. Okay, that's gonna be
You
I
can
think
figure out a way
-1.
to acrobatically chew through a gag.
I mean,
I
I
can
can. If you're gonna
I
let
can
me
tie a
describe it
knot
to you,
in a
I will
chair.
absolutely do that.
Yeah, I mean, what if you like are so like precise with where you chew it? You get a little line. That's very acrobatic. That's Dexy.
Do you want to make alternately? You can make a biting attack roll against the gag.
That's a thing.
It would just be
Yeah,
like
that-
an unarmed strike, I assume, right?
Wait, there's
Yeah, it would be an
rules
unarmed
for
strike.
bite.
Rules as written.
I'll
That's how
just
this
go
would
ahead
be
for
done.
athletics. It's gonna be a 12.
You are. It's just getting wet and growing in your mouth.
Really
It is
moist.
just-
I'm very uncomfortable.
Oh, we're
I don't like it. Have you ever like been skiing or snowboarding and like you have it's
No.
really cold and you have like well, imagine this for me. Go on a journey
Okay.
with me, Molly. We're skiing or snowboarding together like BFFs and we get off the lift, but it's really cold at the top of the mountain. And so we pull out our little handy dandy face cover thingies so that our faces don't get too cold while we're going down the mountain. And then we breathe into them. And because we're both autistic, it's a horrible sensation and we hate it.
Oh, I picked up a diagnosis as this story went on. That's very
Did I
interesting.
make that up?
to me.
I'm so sorry.
Let's
I'm-
go.
you know what, Ben?
Bye,
I'm there
you.
with you. I'm
It's
there
just
with
that
you.
you're so cool and
Just me
creative.
then.
We assumed. I mean,
I'm your.
No, I thought we had talked about it. I made that up. That's my bad.
It's fine.
Doesn't matter.
I'm not bothered. It's not a thing. I need initiative for Bayou.
Good.
Do you need initiative for everybody?
Just
Oh,
by you for that
yeah.
moist.
Just buy you in that moist
Oh
gag.
no!
Hey, remember that you do not get +3 to initiative from sense danger. So if you put it in your character sheet, take it off. I did that for mine.
So how? Oh wait, no, that's the wrong thing. Okay. Do.
whenever you're ready for a number.
I will be in just a second. I have to
Right,
reduce
also-
the size of this giant by an amount.
I don't know exactly what is happening, but just remember I can switch initiatives with somebody.
All right,
Oh.
Bayou.
You should switch initiatives with me, Adora. 21.
21.
Celstrina, 2.
15.
Yeah, you should do that.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
I
Uh,
can't do
Eric.
anything right now.
Erish.
12.
Zincha.
12.
Hey,
Okay,
initiative,
me and
buddy.
Bayou are switching.
Okay, so Celstrina gets moved to 21. Bayou gets moved to 15. And we begin our combat. Celstrina, your hands are free as you have distracted. This giant is distracted. And you have
Yay!
freed yourself.
Okay, I would like to cast suggestion.
Okay.
Which might make there not be combat if it succeeds, but I don't know. Sorry, I'm checking what the save is. Wisdom.
Whiz biz.
15 is the DC.
Okay, I've been watching a lot of Merv the Pet on Instagram Reels. Do you know Merv the Pet, Scarlett?
Mm-mm.
It's a little Siamese cat that is infatuated with a man named Charles.
Oh, that
And
sounds
it
cute.
talks.
Okay. Is this
Anyways, it's just the way that they say "whig" when they're talking to the cat that kills me. I don't know why. I just keep thinking about the word "whig."
Whig.
HWIG. Whig. All right.
Whig.
So you need a wisdom saving throw. It'll be 8 is on the die, so there's a chance. 14.
That's a failure. Okay, so
Hooray!
I haven't gotten to use this spell yet, but I will say what it does. So suggestion, it is concentration up to 8 hours. You suggest a course of activity described in no more than 25 words to one creature you can see within range that can hear and understand you. It must sound achievable and not involve anything that would obviously deal damage to the target or its allies. And it can continue, but if it completes, then the spell will end. So suggestion is happening, and I will suggest to it. I will say like,
Do a standing backflip.
Guide and assist us as we investigate and get our stuff and escape. Guide and assist us as we investigate the situation, gather all of the items that we want, and escape without being detected, and help us, like, yeah. Well, that's all I need to say, because then they have to help us with that. Cool. So that's the suggestion, and Celstrina will immediately turn to Erish and also the others, Moosey, Erish, and say, okay, now don't hurt them or we're screwed. Otherwise, we're good here, okay?
Okay.
You know what I say?
Does it affect both of them? Yeah, same.
So Celstrina will turn to the giant and say, like, hello there. Thank you for coming to help us out. Would you open these cages now, please?
This has been fun.
And the giant will look at
We're
you
gonna
and
go.
will say, 1 second. I gotta tell my friend I have this under control.
Okay, sounds great.
Here, and so you'll hear him kind of trundle off for a minute. And there is a conversation going on. So the one giant is going to try to make the other giant convince them not to attack.
Great.
Okay, so the convincing giant rolls a 6 on the die. For a Mervin, don't eat mama's whig. All right.
Whig.
Whig. Oh, we have a -5 charisma.
Nice.
That's not great.
If this takes a sec, I'll hand the guy to Erish to go get the others free. The sword.
Your weapon?
Yes.
Let's say,
Did
do
not leave
we
your hand?
have
No, I
time
can leave
in
my
between,
hand.
in between this happening to
Oh yeah,
could-
no. You're.
I
able
heard
to
we
act.
try to get things, open.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I saw Erish rip these cuffs. I know I can do it. I feel it in my bones that this is within my purview. I want to try again.
So as Erish and Celstrina are cutting free Bayou and Zinsha is trying to.
I'm trying to beat them to it. I want to
their
rip
way
it
out of it.
apart.
Well,
before
I would
Yep.
say
Yeah.
I think Erish wouldn't be fast enough. Erish would just be trying to open up the cages to let them out, and then we
Right.
would deal with the. Okay, yeah, cool.
Well, yeah, and you know, I don't know the best way to open the cages to let them out at this point, but I can always summon a different weapon. I was thinking maybe I should just summon a pair of scissors as my simple weapon, or like a
I'm
scythe
gonna-
or something.
Can I roll strength?
Yeah,
Or
make an athletics check. Trying to rip it open again.
I got the same number as last time.
Oh, boo.
Same thing happens. And so as Celestrina conjures a, I don't know, probably a war pick. I don't know what would be something nasty and serrated. To slice through.
It's a war pick.
Frig. You know what would be really good? A spinning blade. What are those called?
A chakram.
Chakram. Yeah.
Yeah, a chakram, and you put it on a stick of bamboo, and you go.
Yep. You just have a literally rotary blade saw. Let's go.
Yeah, that's
so-
awesome.
Can
So
Erish,
she is. Go ahead,
Yes.
Erish.
can Erish go up to Zinsha and be like, "Do you need some help there?" and try to like tear these bindings for Zinsha?
Erish
You're
is
so
trying-
close. You're so close.
Erish is trying to emasculate Zinsha. Go
just
ahead.
give Zinsha the little bit of boost there, just to get. like,
make
get it-
make a help action.
Yeah,
Got
like
it.
get it the rest of the way there.
one more time, Zinsha.
Yeah, one
You
more
got
time.
this, with advantage.
Penny, can you hear us?
What happened?
You're
One
rolling
more-
your athletics check one more time, but this time with advantage because Erish is helping you.
Sorry, I was getting work DMs and explaining to them that this was the time I said they couldn't message me. They should have messaged me
That's
3
tough.
hours ago when I wasn't doing this. Okay. I'm rolling athletics. I got a 21 this time.
Nice.
With advantage.
With advantage,
Because Erish
I
is
got a
helping.
28.
Yay!
So as Erish kind of angles your elbows correctly from behind, you're able to kind of get your wrists separated on your own as Bayou is finally finished getting cut out. You hear the other two giants. The other giant is not buying what the giant you suggested will do.
Not ideal.
So they is that true? Yes, that's true. Yep, because it was a 9 versus a 16.
Oh, no.
So I'm thinking the blood giant will go over and grab like a handful of weapons and armor and run over to give it to you, while the other giant rushes forward and tries to kill you beforehand.
Cool.
I'm
That's
thinking
that's
that's
fun.
the way to do this.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Hey, Maker's Mantle, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Big
hi.
stretch, everybody. Big stretch.
Oh yeah, there's a stretch reward. That's awesome. Ooh, big stretch.
Big stretch.
Meanwhile, I have chronic pain, so I'm always stretching. That's my secret cap.
It's good
Ooh,
stretch.
no cap, no cap.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just check some things for suggestion here.
Who's
is it?
Are we back in initiative or what's going on?
We're about to be.
Nice.
So the blood
Yeah.
giant has run over, has grabbed a handful of weapons. I am going to roll some dice and see what they grab. Okay, it's going to grab a cape.
What does that do?
Oh, it's a magical cape.
Oh, it's magical?
It's Scarlet's.
Oh, it's
Scarlet, you
our
have a
stuff.
magical cape,
I thought
right?
you just meant it's like random weapons and armor.
Hmm.
Scarlet is missing again.
Scarlet is missing again. That's true.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Thank you for confirming. We'll grab a cape. We'll grab looks like a dagger. Oh crap. And we'll grab a shield. a dagger, a cape, and a shield. And let's see, out of the stronger magical items here, what do we have? We have, let's see. If we get a 20, he'll grab the good sword for Celstrina.
Ooh.
All right, it was a 9, so we'll grab a pair of long swords, and just kind of like running back with a sword, a dagger, a cape, and a pair of long swords, towards the group. And so this giant begins to close.
Okay.
As this one is starting to move over with the stuff in its hands to help you.
Okay, yeah. So just for everyone to know, like, maybe I'll say this in character too, and yeah, maybe I'll say this in character. Looks like our friend here didn't have the best story to give them. Maybe we should have thought this through a different way. But well, here we are. Guess we better get ready for a fight. Just make sure we don't hurt the one that's under the suggestion. I'll try to stay safe, and if I can maintain concentration, we'll only have to fight one of them. All right.
Out of character.
This is all in character.
No, but me speaking, Penny, out of character, it has gotten a lot more funny to hear you give these breakdowns, knowing that my character's intelligence stat is higher than yours.
Yeah, well, my wisdom stat is pretty good because I've been around the block at least once, unlike some of us.
What's up? What I mean, I've lifted blocks.
Yeah, there you go. See.
Yeah.
All right, so we get after it here. So Bayou is working their way back. We will get back with them when we can. These two giants come here. Celstrina, as all this is happening. Go ahead.
I would want to like do like buffs and stuff while they're like we have a little bit of time, it seems like, so maybe like a mirror image or a bless and that kind of thing.
Okay, Bayou will throw
magic weapon maybe.
We'll throw fishing for something. We'll throw. I guess we'll throw bless at first level. I'm not gonna heck around with it.
Cool. Oh well, and I
It's
can.
Forward, right? It's casting a level 1 bless at the top of every combat.
That's what I've been doing when I pilot Bayou, but yeah, I'll throw that at the both of you at y'all. Celstrina, what would you like to do with your prep round?
I'll mirror image.
Okay. 4 Celstrinas step forward. Erish, what are you doing?
I need to keep my concentration. And I have 9 AC.
Can I hold an action to dash when the hostile giant is within 20 feet of me?
You just want to run at it?
Yeah, because I can Goring Rush and hit it with my horns immediately when it comes into that space.
100%. You got it. That's your held action. No problem.
I was going to do a very similar thing, but go for a grapple. We have the same initiative. Do you want me to go first and see if I can like hold them steady so you get a free shot?
Sure. We could.
Sure. Yeah. I'm gonna ready. Or maybe I could even use the zip line. Actually, is there anything I could zip line to from where we are? I have to attach it between 2 surfaces, and we're in like a foresty area, so I've only ever done it on walls. I don't know how you want to rule this.
There is a large. I would like to draw, please. Can I draw? Drawing tools, freehand. So there's like a large tree down here. So you could try to get it stuck into like this rock wall is an idea. This rock wall is an idea. This tree is an idea.
How deep is this water?
It's probably about 5 feet down from the bridge.
Okay, and these giants are large or huge?
These giants are huge.
They're huge. Oh, that none of this works. I can't pick them up. because they're huge. They're right 2 sizes bigger than me. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just can't do
Have we considered like running away?
it. One of them is our friend, and all of our gear's here.
I mean, yeah, but like we could sneak our way back. I don't know.
I don't
I'm
think we
open to
considered
it.
it.
Like
I don't think that is something that would occur to Zenship when there's only 1.5 enemies.
yeah, okay, we can stay. I think that doing a combat is another fine way to. I don't know. I think I can think of a lot of different ways to handle the situation. I think a combat is a fine way. We get some help, some advantages. Heck, we could send this guy to go get the rest of our stuff while we're having our first fight.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll be back in a few rounds or something.
Will suggestion break if we attack his friends? Didn't it say something
No,
about
suggestion breaks if we deal damage to this enemy, not to their friends. However, we can't have them attack their friend as part of the suggestion.
and he'll just watch us and be like, "Oh, I don't like that."
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Suggestion: the way that it is worded is that the target must make a wisdom saving throw. Have the charm condition. Charm pursues the suggestion to the best of its ability. Yeah, so it doesn't. It says that like. Yeah, it will do its. It'll do its best to achieve the activity. You're gonna have to like if you're gonna beat up its friend in front of it. I think that it makes sense that there would be some.
Yeah, I would love to. What I was gonna do is just send it away. I was gonna be like, okay, go wait for us by our stuff, and don't look. You know what I mean? Like
Okay, cool.
That sounds great. Yeah. I want to try for this wombo combo with Erish though.
Okay, yeah.
Cool.
Let's start running it. Let's do it.
All right,
let's see how we do.
Did you hear back from Scarlet?
Yeah, Scarlet is trying.
Okay.
She said something about a party popper. I don't know what a party popper is, but maybe Scarlet's doing poppers.
No, like one of the. It's got a string in it. Shoots confetti out.
Yeah, but that makes as much sense to me as anything else.
Could she have been trying to call herself a party pooper?
It's possible.
Possible. Anyway, let's go to initiative. I guess maybe.
All right, so top of the order here is Celestina.
Maybe do the like ready actions go off before my turn happens, as the giant like arrives or whatever you want.
Close. All right, so we will do that. So we will march these guys forward. This guy will run forward here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll throw a pile of the armaments, Bayou's cape, and 2 short swords, 2 long swords, a dagger, and a shield there, and we'll dash back towards the storage area. This one will move to close just over the swords and is yelling at his other friend like, what are you doing? Why are you giving them weapons? Stop! So top of the order, then we have I guess this is where your held would go off, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't grapple them. I forgot. I said it and then I forgot it again.
Well, you can run up and do a help action to like get under their feet and make them trip so that it's easier for Erish to hit.
Can I run up with Erish and just give her a help action?
Yeah, 100%. So you close the distance and you use the help action, no problem. Erish, do your thing.
All right, Erish is going to dash to be able to then trigger her goring rush to be able to try to hit this thing with her horns, with the horns.
You mess with the Minotaur, you get the horns.
So I guess Erish runs up here and does that with advantage from the help action, correct?
Advantage from the help action.
Now, technically, this is an unarmed strike. Would that just be plus my strength bonus? Is that if I'm remembering?
Proficiency, yeah.
Oh, I guess I am proficient with an armed strike. Okay, cool. So that would be
+6. I think you just have proficiency. Everyone does in their fists.
So
You're
that
pretty-
would
you use them a
be
lot, so
24 to hit with the advantage.
It'll hit.
Cool. So then this will deal 1d6 plus your strength modifier. Instead of piercing damage instead of bludgeoning damage, normal for an unarmed strike. Oh, so that'll be 4 points of piercing damage.
4 and anything else, or are you just hitting it with your horns?
Just hitting it with the horns just to start some damage off on this thing. And,
All right,
and
so we
close the
get-
gap,
Well-
basically.
can we pick up some weapons by us?
Yeah, on your next turn, you absolutely can as a freedom interaction.
Oh, but not this. Okay, yeah, true.
Yep. All right, top of the order, Celestina.
I have a question. Do we have any ideas about where Josephine is?
You feel her sitting comfortably in her demiplane.
Okay, so I guess what I should have done is like summon her back.
Okay.
Before. I don't know how useful that is actually going to be. Yeah, I don't know that I want to like grab any of that stuff because I really want to stay safe because I want to keep concentration on that suggestion spell. So Celestrina is going to like stay with her mirror image, is going to stay at a safe distance here and just cast Create Bonfire underneath the giant and force a dex save.
Okie dokie. That is an 18 on the die.
That saves, no damage, nothing happens.
All right, wicked. But there is a fire.
Wait,
Celestina
actually, I
did
can't
in
do
fact
that.
Start the fire.
I can't actually do that at all
It's
because
concentration.
this is concentration, which is awesome.
Well, I guess we didn't start the fire.
I will go ahead and summon Josephine out of her demiplane, and then I will use my mark just to make this guy be like annoyed by butterflies and just kind of move back to a safe distance here, and then have Josephine run up and start harrying. Harry time. That's my turn.
Harry time as Celestrina calls forth the strange aberrant creature that now is Josephine. Josephine flutters down as Zinsha rushes forward, attempting to wiggle herself between the legs, reaching out and diving for a dagger. As all this happens, you see Erish rush forward. Erish, who is for some reason still prone. Erish rushes forward and is no longer prone and mashes her horns right into the square of this giant's chest with a massive bellow that echoes throughout the jungle camp. Bayou is going to kick it like an OG and is going to throw probably Toll the Dead. Yeah, Toll the Dead. 11 on the die. So that'll be a total of a 15. Does 15 beat Bay's Ace DC? Probably. It's me to beat it. Yep. So a surge of magic rushes across the clearing and attempts to clap itself around this giantkind's head, but to no avail. The giant, kind of looking around at all of you, is going to take a look at Erish and is going to speak these words that resonate through your head and cause a tremendous amount of pain. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Con saving throw, you say?
I do say.
You do say. That's going to be a... What's going to be a 16?
Okay, so you meet to beat it, and you feel this rush of necrotic energy come over you, as a, yep, and that will be the end of his turn. The
Do I
other
take any
giant
damage or anything like that? No damage?
No, it's not half on save. It's just
Oh.
pass fail.
Okay.
The other giant is going to run over and is going to let's see. You gave the thing. You're going to have him. You're going to try to. The original suggestion was to help you as much as he could. So he's going to grab. He's going to start throwing blades. So if you enter,
if our stuff is over there, and if he is going to get stuff, I'm going to ask him to look for scrolls.
I don't know if you can. I don't. I guess you can because it's a friend. So you're gonna yell out to him, find scrolls.
Yeah, find scroll. Yeah, if you see any scrolls, bring those next.
Okay. We're gonna do an investigate a study action. For a 6. For a 13. Okay. What scrolls did you have on you?
I had a scroll of borrowed knowledge and a scroll of summon fae.
Oh, okay. All right. So, we're gonna roll a D8. If it's a 7 or 8, we'll grab the summon fae. If it's anything, or if it, we'll do half and half actually. Summon fae or the other one.
A DM's favorite when you give
and
the players
8.
anything that adds more things to the initiative order.
An 8. So yeah, so you have, so he grabs the right scroll, and begins to throw, and throws a few weapons into the bridge.
Cool.
There will be the emerald longsword will fall and crack into the water beneath, but has fallen in there. Let's see, I don't know, there and 2 daggers will fly across the room and bury themselves, or 3 daggers will fly across the room and bury themselves into the space, and the giant will start running back with the scroll.
Okay.
And another shield for some reason.
Cool.
Next up here is Erish.
Okay, I think so there's a longsword nearby, right? In that
right
pile?
under your feet. Yeah.
Cool. Erish, for her free action, is going to grab the longsword. Looking at it, is going to immediately bonus action in spell. So the green neon energies washes over her hand and fills up, giving a sigil on the sword, and is immediately going to two-handed attempt for a first attack slash into this giant.
All right, make your shot.
You got it. So this is let me. So
they're not giving away their shot.
+7 to hit, and this will now be necrotic damage because I have it in spelled. Let me just make sure I've got all this stuff right. Yeah.
You said 7?
No, I haven't hit yet. Sorry. That's going to be 22 to hit on the first hit.
22 to hit. Yep, 100%. So as this kind of heavily gauntleted arm of this giant kin and this metallic mask kind of bears down on you, you reach down, you grab for the sword, and you slash out as this neon green energy ripples through and buries itself in the creature's relatively unarmored gut.
Okay, so we are going to burn a spell slot to Mystic Marauder because I'm hitting with 2 hands, and I'm going to deal an additional 2d6 damage as well as my normal damage. So
whoa,
hold on. So that's going to be a 8. Well, no, it's
all the baddies' alarms go off at 9 p.m.
So it'll be. Wait, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 points of necrotic damage as this big wallop slams in. And Erish is going to quickly turn on heels and second action, take another swing.
As you do this, the heavily plated arm of this giantkin comes down and smashes into your sternum. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. We love that. All right. That's going to be a 6.
All right, you are sent flying 15 feet backwards and knocked prone.
Oh my god.
As this tremendous gauntleted arm, boom, connects with your chest, and you feel you don't feel any, like, there's no wound that's been inflicted on you, but the air is definitely knocked out of you as you've flown halfway across the jungle now, and you fall backwards on your ass.
You just hear "Ugh!" as she like goes in for the second hit and then flies backwards.
You can you still have the remainder of your attack action.
Okay.
If you want to do something. No, that's fine.
Could I technically use one of my cantrips and try to hateful haunting as part of my... Okay. We're going to do that. Choose a creature within range who isn't deafened. Give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh, I think these guys are not good at charisma.
Yeah. No, that fails. That's an 8.
Okay, so target hears the voices of its deceased ancestors heaping scorn upon it, and it must succeed on the charisma. Take 1d4 psychic damage plus an additional 1d4 psychic damage the first time it fails an ability check or attack roll before the end of its next turn.
They're
Okay,
both
so
2d4.
roll me the 2d4 damage.
So I think it takes 1d4 now, and then it'll take an additional d4 if it makes an ability check and it fails. Right? Or
it's 2d4 now and 2d4 later because you're over level 5.
Oh yes, you're right. Okay. So
GMs that never get to playing in tier 2, like, oh yeah, wait, things scale. Never mind.
Yeah. That's gonna be 5 points of psychic damage.
5 points of psychic damage, absolutely.
Yeah.
So as this happens, that these I don't know. This is never. What does this look like?
I think you see Erish gets slammed back, falling on the ground, and she lifts up her hand and like reaches out. Her eyes go white for a second as she calls upon these like necrotic forces, and you just hear almost the voices of the giant's ancestors coming from her mouth, and like, and then like it surrounds in the mind of this giant.
Freaking wicked. All right, so as all this happens, Zinsha, you're coming to. You ran forward. You helped get a couple blows. You watched your friend get blown halfway across the world. What would you like to do?
What weapons are within arm's reach?
There is a long sword within. You could like kind of move around the creature and grab a long sword.
Yeah, I'll move around the creature. I'll grab a long sword.
Cool.
Okay. I'm wondering, should I cast a spell? I don't know. How tough does this guy look? Can I gauge that?
What do you want to know?
Well, in this campaign, we've fought giants that are minions, and we've also fought giants that are bosses, and so there's a scale of some sort.
There is no these minion rules are not on.
Right. Like, okay. I'm just trying to gauge if this is.
I think we should use our resources.
He has taken two or three significant hits from Erish and the rest of the team, and doesn't seem super phased.
Oh,
you're in danger.
Okay, then I guess I'll use Zephyr Strike. That's a level 1 spell. That was good last time I used it. Let me pop that out so I can do exactly what it says. All right. Yeah, my movement does not provoke opportunity attacks anymore, and I'm going to get 1d8 extra force damage on a hit. So we'll roll attack. Does an 11 hit? Oh,
Did we get
not hit.
I have blessed. Does a 12 hit?
Did we get the help action advantage from Josephine yet?
Oh no, we haven't. So you can roll with advantage.
Okay.
Harry!
Well, it's still a 1 on the D4. Okay,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
going to be 13 plus 7 plus 1, so 21. Does a
That
21
will hit.
Yay, Harry!
Longsword in 2 hands is a D10, right?
Yep.
Plus a D8 for the Zephyr Strike. That's going to be plus my strength. That's going to be 17 damage.
That's a good chunk. Yeah. You steady yourself as you dive around this creature, and as you do, you pick up a longsword and you start to draw deep cuts into the leg of this creature, dodging out of the tremendous obsidian blades swinging freely.
Okay.
We are going to go. You have a second attack you'd like to do?
Yeah. Are there any of the throwing daggers in the pile? Anything small that I could?
There was a
hurl?
dagger.
There are daggers on the bridge.
There was also one dagger in this pile.
There
So
is one dagger in that pile.
how do you feel about running and grabbing a dagger or two as I run away, and then throwing it once I reach enough distance?
That's fine.
Okay. I'll run like over here-ish. Not provoke an attack of opportunity because of Zephyr Strike. Trigger my momentum strike and throw one of the daggers at it.
Do it.
And I think I get to throw 2 because if I can get 2, I can throw 2 because of how Nick works.
Yep.
So main hand attack is a 14 to hit.
Yep.
That hits?
No, misses.
Misses. Okay. And the offhand attack is a 17 to hit.
Offhand attack, meet it, beat it.
Meet it, beat it. Okay. And that's going to be D4 plus 2 plus 6. 5 plus 2, 7 damage for that offhand attack.
Sick.
Is it D4 plus?
nasty.
Is it D4 plus 2 plus a D6, right?
Yeah, D4 plus D6 plus 2.
Yeah.
No strength modifier because
What was
my
the
Yeah.
total?
7.
7. Great.
Cool.
So as this happens, as Zinsha slashes into this creature with a longsword, quickly dropping a longsword to the ground in favor of a dagger and sprinting away with a psionically bolstered stride, she rips across the jungle, grabbing a dagger from between the giant's legs and hurling it as a nearly no look blind shot that tumbles across the jungle floor as she reaches the bridge and wrests one of the daggers free from the soft woods, unfinished woods. She hurls it across the space and it buries itself in the side of the giant, who howls in pain. We are going to go into our break now. We will be back here at 9:20 p.m. Blaze it. Thank you all so much. See you in a minute.
9:20.
All right, everybody, we are back and we now are equipped with gummy worms. As our gummy worms have reached the beginning of this combat, we are back to the top of the order. Celstrina, you are up.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. I'm going to. So Celstrina sees that there's stuff going on, and that's great. But she's just gonna run over here and use the dash action and go and grab her sword, and head over to here to grab the scroll.
Okay, great. You do that.
And grab her sword. So then, I don't know what's gonna happen. But I will grab the scroll. I will maybe toss up some shadows because why not? And send Josephine over to Harry once more.
All right. So we have our shadows here. Or no, it's one bigger.
It's something like that.
Okay, so our shadows here. And you send Josephine into Harry. New Bayou is going to New Bayou, who this? is going to look at this creature standing in front of them and is going to take out their vial of water and flick it, lift it up in an arch, and 3 beams of fire will radiate out from it. The first attack will be made at advantage.
Yay.
That's a crit.
Yay.
So that is a 2d6, which is 6 plus 12, 18 plus wisdom is 4. So that is 20 total on the first hit. My math is mathing, right?
2d6. Yeah, that sounds about right.
6 plus 12 plus 8. No, that's it would be 22. So we are
6 plus 12 plus 8 is 26. I wasn't counting before.
4.
Ah, great.
All right. So we are down to, we have dealt a whole bunch of damage. We're about 60 damage dealt at this point. And then we get our next attack off, our next 2 attacks. Another crit, that's ridiculous. And another hit. The most
This is
effective
Bay
that
doing this,
Scorching
right?
Ray has ever been. Yeah, this is Bay doing this.
Oh my goodness.
So this is 5 damage plus 12, 17 plus 4 is 21. So this creature is now blows past bloodied.
Woo!
And then the final hit is another 7 plus 4, which is 11. So we are there has been over 90 damage dealt, 50 of it coming on this back-to-back crit. And Bayou is sort of like standing back, like stammering, stunned that they just like this tremendous outpouring of flame that has come from their body. Next up here is the ogre, who now is the giantkin, who now absolutely furious at Bayou is going to close and start to swing.
Minus D4.
Do I also get to take an attack of opposite passes me?
It doesn't. It remains.
Oh,
in
it's not.
your
You're right.
range.
It's not. Yep.
Wait.
Yep.
Wait. It has difficult terrain to move away from me.
It has difficult terrain to move away from you. Okay.
Because of the mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So let me double check its movement here. Walk speed is 30. All right. Guess who's about to get hit with a bunch of attacks?
Yay!
It's
Aren't you flattered?
Arish. Unarmored Arish. Let's go.
me. So yeah, I was about to ask. I don't have my armor, right?
Mm-mm.
So I'm
There was a
assuming
shield on the ground.
I didn't pick that up. So I'm assuming it's
No.
a.
All right.
It does get
so
minus D4 to all of its
the
attacks.
first attack is a 10 plus 8 is 18, minus D4 is 1, so 17. That'll hit.
Yep.
As this tremendous obsidian sword emblazoned with giantish runes tears into this creature, tear into you. You will take 19 slashing and 2d6 and 7 necrotic damage as this sword leaves a massive gash in your side as
Sorry.
it crashes down at you. It tries to come back up and is unable to is unable to connect as you're kind of hunched over one way from this huge cut that's been dug into your side. And you're catching your breath and it tries to swing it where you were. Next up here is our fella. Is gonna run over here and say, this way, I'll show you. Come on. And we'll run off.
Cool.
Next up is Arish. Arish, you just
Be
took
there
a
soon.
tremendous hit. What do you want to do?
Arish is going to I'm assuming Arish is going to stand up from prone. That's going to be the first thing because I was knocked prone last. And then it failed one of its attack saves before the end of its turn, right?
It failed one of its attack
So it
rolls,
should
yeah.
have taken an additional 2d4 from Hateful Haunting.
Okay, 4 and 1 for 5.
Okay.
Yay.
So that will fade. But standing up, Erish will wipe the like blood off of her face and like kind of where she can and steady the longsword and is gonna attempt to do an attack.
All right. So as Erish has blood leaking actively from a wound in her side, bleeding all over her leather crop top, that she steadies herself and flashes out with the sword. Are you doing bloodletting?
Let me see. Yeah. Yes, I will do bloodletting.
I figured
Yay.
you would.
That's right. You can make an weapon. Okay, so I'm gonna do. Well, if I do bloodletting, I can't do my additional damage from my mystic mark, right? I can do the spell damage, but I can't spend a spell slot, or I can because it's not a cantrip. It's not spending a spell slot, right?
Right.
Okay, cool. Then we got this. Yeah, we're gonna do bloodletting bite. As part of your action used to cast this. Yeah, we're gonna make the weapon attack. Okay. So that's gonna be a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, so on a hit, if the creature current hit points are more than half its maximum, the target suffers normals. If the creature's current hit points are equal to or less, the target suffers the attack's normal effects and an additional 1d12. Well,
An
it's
additional 2d12.
2d12, yes. Okay, so this is going to get a little funky because if I'm able to, I'm also going to, because I'm going to be two-handing this, pump a Mystic Marauder, so burning a level 2 spell slot to do an additional 3d6.
Okay, so
Damage.
you're rolling 1d10,
D10?
2d12, 3d6.
Yes, that is
Oh, yeah,
correct.
that's easy to
Plus
remember.
4.
As she
Well, plus
tries
3,
to
right?
wall
Oh,
up
4.
into
Because in
this
spell.
one. Plus 4?
3 from strength, 1 from in spell.
I'm CP.
Yeah, 3 from 3. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll damn.
Yeah, we're getting there. Okay. It's been a long day, fam. This is a lot of dice. I love dice.
Stack them up.
I love it. Okay.
We're gaming.
Oh, those D12s, they were a little piddly there, but that's okay. So it's gonna be let's count this up. Because it's all necrotic damage, I get an extra bonus to attack and hit. So that's going to be a 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 points of necrotic damage on that hit.
So that's a total?
Yes, because I rolled 2 on the D12s. Both D12s I rolled 2. So that was unfortunate.
All right. This creature is definitely pushing mortal, but is still alive. You have your second attack?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to try to keep wailing damage in on this one.
And then I wail on that bitch like,
so we're going to go ahead and...
Wail.
Next, normal attack, two-handed. Two-handed. That's going to be a 26 to hit. Or no, 27 because my bonus, because of it being enspelled. Okay, so two-handed, that's going to be 9 points of necrotic damage.
9 points of necrotic damage. This creature begins to teeter on the edge as the realm ethereal seems to be calling it forward. It coughs and sputters for its ally to come back and help it, seeing that it is no longer there. Next up here is Zinsha.
Yeah.
Hey, Zinsha. So Celestina can look at you and like kind of gesture to the the chakram that she was using to break everyone free earlier.
And
the
gesture
magic
to it.
Conjured chakram. Yeah, just
Do I want it?
Well, do you?
What is I've never
You
used
have
the
any-
chakram.
It's just basically a dagger, but you get like +1 to AC or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's just like another thing for you to throw because there's nothing else. You've already used up all the daggers.
I was gonna run and recover the longsword and just try to stab.
Okay, well, you do you. If you don't want to,
Because I have my bonus action back because I used it last turn for Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
So I can Hunter's Mark this time.
Okay.
So I'm going to Hunter's Mark the thing.
Okay.
And
You didn't use the advantage for Zephyr Strike. Zephyr Strike is still up.
Zephyr Strike is
Well,
plus
she used the bonus. Well, yeah, you're supposed to get
you
advantage
used it.
and
Okay.
bonus damage, but you forgot about the advantage, but you just used the bonus damage.
All right. So you run forward.
Well,
as you
no,
focus your.
I thought I had advantage from what's her name from the catapult.
Yeah, you did, but normally Zephyr Strike is supposed to give you advantage anyway.
I didn't read that. Okay.
Yep.
Well, regardless, I
So
already used
you
Zephyr.
focus your primeval magics on this creature as the force itself seems to center in your focus on this creature, drawing you towards its weak spots. You surge forward, picking up a longsword as you start to close, and you begin to slash into the back of this creature as it tangles with Erish.
Our first attack roll is a bad roll. It's a 2 plus like 7, but that doesn't hit. It's a 9.
The first one gets caught and swings wide.
And my second attack roll is an 8 plus 7 is 15. Does a 15 hit?
15 will miss as it bounces off of the heavily plated armored arm on this creature.
All right.
Alrighty, top of the order, Celestrina. What would you like to do?
So Celestrina looks down at her chakram and kind of like shrugs and rolls her eyes as the shadows drop. Josephine will harry once more, and I'll use Bloodletting Bite and throw the chakram.
All right, and so this chakram whirls across the stage here.
Okay, 24.
That'll hit.
Okay, and so D4 plus my Bloodletting Bite damage. Plus my charisma. So weapon damage is 2. And then that's 12, 14 plus 4 is 18 damage. And yeah, 18 necrotic damage too, just because I'm like joining in the necrotic damage fun today.
So as Celestrina centers everything down, the kind of butterflies seem to swirl around this chakram as she spins it in the air. And as she whirls it across, you see as it leaves her wrist, it draws a small amount of blood from her hand and seems to whirl across. As this blood starts to arc with the spinning chakram, it slams into the side of this creature, spinning at an ungodly rate, even as it's connecting with the flesh, not returning to Celestrina. And Celestrina, almost using her pure force of will, drives this chakram directly through the heart through the chest of this giantkin, and the giantkin falls forward, just falling to the side of Erish, and that is where we will exit initiative.
Yay!
Ba 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 ba.
So Celestrina will like look at her scroll of Summon Fae, like maybe next time.
So you have the body of this giantkin here. You have the rest of the camp. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna follow the other giant, kind of see what they wanted to show me.
Oh, they're just going the way to show you out of the camp. It's just the route towards where you're going.
Well, I'll just grab them and be like, hey, this is great. Actually, I think that we should probably take a quick rest first, though.
Okay.
Now we can go back and do whatever. I don't know. We whatever we want. We can. I think a short rest would be good, but now we can do whatever we want as a party. And like, first of all, I'd like to put all my shit on, if that's allowed.
Yeah, I think Erish would like to don her armor and all of.
Is it dawn time?
It's dawn.
Right. Since the dawn of time, since the dawn of armor, warriors have been wearing metal plates. So you strap in, you get all your armor on. There are definitely yours is not the only equipment in these spaces.
Okay, so I would like to just talk with this giant now, since one of the things that I asked them to help us with is figure out what's going on and say, like, what is this camp, and how and why were we taken here?
You have failed to attune with your non-magical armor. Yeah, Celestina, your plate armor just falls off. Weird. No. So yeah, what is going on here? Why have you been taken here? They'll say, Kranush wants you brought there. He wants the pleasure of killing you himself, Celestina.
Brought where?
Brought where? Oh, yeah. So this is really cool. We're going to reanimate the dead god that the Admorsians killed, and we're going to send it
cool.
after the Admorsians, and it's going to kill all of them because it hates them so much.
Why? Like, I mean, like, why do we want to kill the Admursians? Yeah.
Oh, for their insolence.
Ah,
and for rejecting the ways of the Vision's emissary, of course.
You've got diabetics. You need their insulin. I got it. I understand.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of a lot of
that,
things.
Friend.
I haven't heard of a lot of things in this short life that I've lived, but I've heard of diabetes and insulin.
I think that probably we should just take a short rest. I think that is what we would do in this situation. The spell lasts 8 hours. We got time. As far as we know, there's no rush to do anything. And I can get my spell slots back as a warlock at least. And
I tell the suggested giant to find us some food.
He'll walk into the jungle, come out with a piece of meat, and walk over to a fire and start cooking it.
Great. In fact, we should take 2 short rests because then I can summon my caterpillars too.
Wouldn't that be like 5 hours, 4 hours?
2 hours.
No, they're 1 hour each.
It's just an hour. Yeah.
Oh.
So if the spell lasts 8 hours, we can use up 2 of those hours, and I can, after 1 short rest, I can do an aid spell and I can do a creeping crawly spell, and then after 1 more short rest, we can depart.
So, Zinsha, your eye is drawn back as you're spending these couple hours around the campfire here in the jungle. Your eye is drawn to the obsidian slate that this giant was wielding. You can tell that it was imbued with some kind of magic, some kind of nefarious necrotic magic, and it you can tell that it should you want to, this might make a powerful weapon for you.
Oh, absolutely. Oh. I want it. Of course I want it.
If you made a sword out of that, I bet it would be great.
Of course
it is a sword. It's basically a giant meat cleaver.
Oh man, how do you made a Final Fantasy jingle earlier, but if I say Buster Sword, you don't know what I'm talking about, do you?
I don't.
So
Avery at least does.
We love Buster Swords.
Now you listen here, Buster. Okay.
You listen here, Buster.
Hey, you listen here, Buster.
Is there anything else?
Dad, word of power.
Are there any other neat items in the? Well, you should finish the sword thing first.
Yeah. What did I get? What do I have?
You have a pure obsidian greatsword that resonates with a deep kind of with runes that are marked in deep speech, and they will resonate with they will deal extra necrotic damage once per round.
Cool.
When you strike a target with this weapon.
Cool.
It'll be a 1d6 necrotic.
While we're all resting and I have you all here, did anything weird happen when I passed out after we killed that giant? Did you see anything weird? I saw something weird.
Right.
Did you see anything
so
weird?
let's go ahead and check our stories really quick, because what I saw is the altar the dragon was on exploded and sucked all of us in and teleported us somewhere. I don't know.
So you didn't have a psychic conversation with the dragon before we left?
No.
Okay.
Did you?
Did,
Oh,
yeah.
that sounds fun. How was that?
It was kind of a lot. It was kind of a lot. Apparently, the dragons used to have an empire, and they made people like me to be soldiers, and they don't do that anymore, which is kind of wild because this is exactly when they might have needed an army. And so that's kind of weird to me. I don't really know how to feel about that because they looked pretty evil, but then they didn't have any armies, so then they just got like taken. And then there's some kind of force. I don't really understand it. We're fighting against it. It came here from somewhere else, and the dragons are of this place, and I saw 5 of them, which is more than I ever thought I would see. You know, I kind of only really am I coming through? Is this making any sense to you? It's kind of a lot. I don't know. I've been through a lot.
I mean, that makes sense. That seems like something an elder dragon would do, right? Is start an empire, decide empires are bad actually, and undo having an empire, and you know.
I think the giants might have tapped into some kind of primordial spirit much larger than we necessarily thought. I think the entity behind all of the bad stuff happening, I don't know, but it doesn't seem like these are you know, mortal politics happening to me anymore. It seems more like some kind of a divine level conflict happening between powerful entities.
Well, we've known that Herja is some kind of god for a while, right?
Well, it wasn't giving God. It wasn't, wait, out of character. Molly, it wasn't giving God, right? It was giving like big creature. The thing that's
giving the strongest sorcerer warlock that the world has ever seen.
Yeah, like it wasn't giving a divine, like I literally saw the world with the dragons and something crashed into it and scared the dragons out, and it like was in a big thing of lava, and it was like, I don't know if it was mortal or not, but it wasn't giving divine. It was like a thing, a creature, some kind of beast of some kind. Let me move my camera here so I can look you in the face when I talk to you.
Well, perhaps that could be Herja, and maybe she's just the world's most powerful magic user.
Maybe.
Okay, so here, out of character for a second. In my character's normally right now, my character's motivations are there's 2 things that she would want to do. Number 1 is run away. Okay, because if Kranush specifically is looking for her, it seems like having her not be there is advantageous. And so, like, number 1 is she's probably going to want to do anything other than go into this dungeon. Number 2 is find some way to contact the outside world and prevent, you know, rising Tolgith from the grave by calling in reinforcements. These are the main, like, so if what we want to happen is that we all go into the dungeon together. I would like assistance in guiding her motivations in that direction somehow.
As you're getting all your stuff back together, and kind of trying to figure out what day it is, how long have you been out, all of this stuff, Erish will recover the journal that she writes in to connect with the ethereal isles.
Oh.
And we'll have a message waiting for her saying, Erish, it's been 5 days. Where the fuck are you?
Erish will look to the group and say very plainly, I think it's been 5 days. But at that point, she will immediately start scrawling into her journal and like writing back everything that she remembers, basically.
Oh, do you have communication established?
Would I know the frequency with which communication can be in my journal? It's like not frequent, but it's like check-ins, right?
It's check-ins. It is every 24.
Okay. So I would say about that, I'm able to like make contact about once every day.
I see. Well, in that case, we should definitely get word out of what they're planning and also where. And now we can turn to our new friend. Where exactly are we again?
Well, we're in the very north part near where the and this is Molly, not remembering the name. Pigeon Tudu Mountains. No, wait, is that true? It's where the northern mountain range sits. There's a number of waterfalls here. They always say the dam used to be around here.
Oh, okay. So out of character, I know where this is, and it's north of Udmurs.
Yes.
It's like kind of in the same direction as the like place that we went where we learned about Tolgith.
Yes, but this is like days on foot travel further.
And what do you know about the timetable that Kranush is taking right now to resurrect the old god?
The world ends on the 7th day, and it's about a day's walk to get to the entrance.
Mm-hmm. And which day is it today?
It's day 5.
Right, of course. I apologize. That was so silly of me. I'm just feeling out of it today.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, so okay, so we've established that perhaps we might be the only ones capable of stopping Kranush from resurrecting Tolgith because we are closer. We do know that like our friends have the ability to teleport places. So just generally we've been teleported by them and stuff, but maybe they can only teleport between like big cities or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they can't send us reinforcements even if we ask.
You can ask. For sure.
Okay.
Well, you have only been moved between big cities by what they commonly have available.
Okay. Well, I suppose our characters would probably know, or at least Bay would know. Bay, do you think that
Yes?
Do you think that our friends on the other side would have any ability to send someone perhaps powerful enough to defeat Kranush and stop this resurrection from happening?
I don't know who would be able to. They're all kind of fighting right now, or they were last time we checked.
Well, I mean, the wards were put back up by us, weren't they? And there's a chance that they've stabilized there. I don't know. I assume that there are plenty of powerful
I think that it's worth
mages.
asking, Celstrina. I think that you're right. It's worth asking.
The problem with asking is that we have to do everything else first. We have to figure out what we're going to do with this guy. We can't ask because like we wait to hear back from them, right?
When Bay says ask, Erish is going to turn to the giant and say, "Was the invasion successful?"
And the giant will say, there are still some holdouts. Yeah, but we have a established landfall in some of the areas. Yeah, they're still going, but the real coup de grace will be on the 7th day, when the manifestation of Kranush allows us to dominate this world.
Why 7 days exactly?
How long it takes to do the ritual.
Oh,
Is there anything? Well, okay, just okay. We'll ask Erish to get word to our allies in Udmoors as quickly as possible, and then when that happens, it'll happen. When we hear back from anybody, I assume that like some powerful mage would be able to send us a message or something. I don't know how if there's like spells for that or whatever.
I say Erish is like scrawled in her book everything, like trying to take minutes here of like where we are, what's happening, and then she will sign off with, "This is bad, this is catastrophic, please send help ASAP if possible." Like that kind of level of like, this is the most dire of dire situations, and trying to capture that in her report.
And all right, and so that will go in.
Celestrin is going to turn to our friend and say, like, was there anything that that Kranush and your team generally was worried about? Anything that you were told to protect against or ward against? Something that could potentially get in the way of this plan or interrupt the ritual that we should definitely avoid?
Yeah, is there like an off button that we should be protecting?
Right. If we wanted to make sure nobody pressed it.
We need to make sure that Kranush is a very smart, terrifying being from the beyond. They didn't tell us about anything particularly to watch for, except for, of course, you. But we're good friends, so
we've been friends forever.
Yes, of course. And I know you're an enemy of the state, and you're wanted by nearly everyone.
Hey, I mean this literally.
We're mostly watching out for you.
It's best not to dwell on that. It's best not to dwell on that. Like, let's just not dwell on that. Do you know how to dwell on other things? We could go dwell somewhere else.
Also, sometimes the best of friends start as enemies.
That's right.
That's our case. Yeah.
So
plus, are you really gonna demonize us just for our political differences? I mean,
so
yes, that's what we do. Yes.
So, are there any teleportation scrolls left after the previous attempted infiltration? Like perhaps somewhere stored in a magic storage room in the dungeon?
Anything that powerful Kranush would have with them.
Yes, of course. Okay. So now we have to strategize. Maybe we
did forget something here. I think let me see if I can find it. And he'll go in and he'll kind of shuffle around in one of the crates, and he will flick out a ring.
Oh.
And as you spend time kind of looking at this ring, you realize that this is a let's see here. This is a ring of... I need a list of damage types.
A ring of old god slaying.
Yeah, no, this is a ring of turn off ritual. All right, here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Such a powerful thing before.
Okay, so that is a 10. This is going to be a ring of thunder resistance.
Oh, cool.
So whoever attunes to it will gain resistance to thunder damage.
Well, that would be useful if we still had some of the artillery from earlier, huh?
I'm sorry, Celestrina, I do have to ask, did you expect us to take it with us when we got sucked through the portal? Am I being chided for this?
I just sound like that, okay?
You're not complaining. You just sound like you're complaining. You're not criticizing. You just sound like you're criticizing. I'm starting to get the hang of this elf thing.
Oh, I'm glad you understand.
Are you too good?
I'm good. Are you?
As good as we can be.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk.
Okay.
Okay.
And you'll just see the giant sitting there. This a terrible blood giant that just has like whirling mass of liquid blood hurling all around him, and he's just sitting there like, oh, it's so awkward. Are they always this awkward?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna do
Okay.
the thing that every DM loves, and Arish is gonna turn to this giant and say, "You know what? You're okay. What's your name exactly? We've been sitting with you for a couple hours now. Who are you? Tell me about yourself."
Oh, I come from the tribe of blood weavers down in Tirargid. My my name is Ted. No, that's a bit.
Ted?
all right,
Ted?
no, of course
Wait, you're not Ted Kaczynski, are you?
Wait, is there? Do you know a Bill? Are you Bill and Ted?
Yeah, that was Bill.
Oh no.
Oh. Wait, you're from
So
the
you didn't
tribe
go
of
on an
blood
excellent
weavers?
adventure.
We
You know,
were
see-
until you came, but now we're good friends. So I figure I'll call you New Bill.
Sure. Okay, go ahead, Zincha. I'm so sorry for interrupting you.
Oh my god.
Sorry, that's a bit for my other group of GMs. One of my friends, she was telling me about her husband running a mystery, and every time that they get cold, all the NPCs would just start being called Ted. This one's Ted, and that one's Ted, and that one's Ted. But no, I just couldn't come up with a name. No, I'm just kidding. My name isn't Ted. Obviously, I have a normal giantish name like. My name is Globthrock.
Globthrock.
Oh, like the famous Bill and Globthrock.
Bill and
That is still Bill though.
Hmm.
His name is Untrakrabnin, but we call him Bill.
Can I ask you
What
a
we call
question,
him.
Globthrock?
Yeah.
Do you have strong opinions about being manipulated and or betrayed?
I don't like it.
Oh, you don't like it? Well, you don't
Not
have to
a
worry
fan.
about that with us. We're the best of friends.
I
And
literally
then
imagine
turn
because
around I turn around so he can't face me, and I'm looking at the rest of the party, and I'm like,
all right. I'm gonna have us leave and be like, all right, please hold here for a second. I need to go have a private conversation. I know things have seemed awkward between us. That's because we have some interpersonal conflict that we need to go resolve for a few minutes. So please avoid hearing anything we're saying for a few minutes.
Sure.
And we'll come back and let you know when we're done.
100%.
Okay, so we go away. Now we can talk. Maybe out of character for a second. What do we do now? Number one, we got to figure out what to do with Globthrock, because this spell will end in like 6 hours, and it's a whole day to get to the place we're going. Number two, we got to figure out how we're going to try to stop Kranush from raising Tolgeth from the dead, assuming we don't get reinforcements from our friends, which we can't assume that we will because they're fighting a battle right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess those are the main, I guess number three, just we have to decide if I want to not go there because Kranush specifically wants to kill me himself. And I don't know if we could get some kind of advantage we could maybe use that to some advantage. I don't know. So what are our ideas? How are we going to deal with this situation?
I literally, it's like the Steven Universe meme where he's like, but can't you abandon your former ways and become a new person? Can't you make a change? And it cuts and it's just Hitler. And Garnet's like, Steven, we gotta kill this guy. I don't know, Steven. I think we gotta kill this guy. Well, that's how I'm feeling about this giant. I think we gotta.
Yeah, I feel like.
But
is there a
how?
way- Well, that's. I think. What if we we say we're gonna sleep and him being amenable to that, he would also fall asleep, and then we like coup de grace him in his sleep. I mean, that's I really like this guy, as Erish really likes this guy and is finding some having a hard time, but also if we try to run, he's just gonna follow us, and he's a giant. He's got twice the stride, so
well, there is a bunch of sedative, right? Like we showed up here in cages sedated. So we just need to have him like be distracted enough for us to sedate them, right? Like, honestly, and which I guess the sedative is. I think we can just sedate them.
This is gonna go down a potentially interesting road. Molly, what type of sedative is this? Is this a paralytic, or is this a what type of sedative is this?
This is a great question where Molly's knowledge of how poison and drugs work is really poor.
The reason
I'm going to use the words that I know. So what I know about Malifia Malasium is that it is it takes the nervous system offline, and then it kind of impedes new memory creation.
Oh.
So bear with me, if you give enough of a large enough dose, this is lethal. Could be lethal.
It could be.
Because if you are essentially turning the nervous system off, you are also then affecting all the ancillary systems that rely on the nervous system.
I mean, you're right. We can just like put them to sleep and then take care of them after.
We could give them the old patches treatment. We tell them to look at something over a cliff and then kick them.
Actually, I think what I would like to do is move on from this discussion, because I don't think I want to spend a ton of time figuring out exactly how we kill them. I think that the sedative is enough. Now we've got that fixed. Let's move on to the rest of the planning. What are we going to do? Is there a benefit? Like, how can we? What do we do? I have an idea.
He will tell you before you put him down. He'll
tell me about the rabbits.
Oh
my god, that's dark.
That's dark.
All right, so he will tell you about. Penny, you're so pleased with yourself. Adora is so uncomfortable right now. All right, so he will tell you that the entrance to this area is not just kind of one that you can walk in. It's very similar to the entrance to the hold of Hodmors that you entered previously, where there has to be a magical entry gained. You know that the giants have one that is stable. But they will deactivate it if they think that they are under attack. That is a direct order from Kranouche.
So, sorry.
Go ahead.
Do we think that I could disguise myself as one of these giants, or does it not work because they're too big or something?
You would look a little small.
Okay, yeah, but I could come up. So here's my idea, right? We could gather information from Globthrock. Globthrock?
Globthrock.
From Globthrock, such that we figure out somebody my size that it would make sense to show up.
Sure.
We do a classic, prisoner situation. We show up, we go in and sneak in that way. Actually, I have another idea.
This is an Adora favorite. I've played D&D long enough with Adora that I know I brought these prisoners here for transfer.
Let's go down that. Let's go down that thread a little bit, because Adora, or I shouldn't say not Adora. Adora is not the one that they want, but Celestrina is the one they want. So would it make sense that you are the prisoner and we are taking you as
yes,
you are the one that
you
they
can
want?
Disguise yourself.
Oh, what if after we kill the giant, we use his body like weekend attorneys?
No, wait.
No.
Wait. Let me. Okay, wait. I've got this. What? Okay, we have a sedative, right? Sedative. Tie them up. Bring them with us. Cast suggestion again when we get there.
Okay.
And then they just take us in. They just help us deceive.
Okay.
Do we
okay.
have
they
the-
act as the deceiver.
And then,
Yeah.
and then
You notice,
okay.
you remember Globthrock is about as charismatic as a chainsaw.
Well, okay, but I can be disguised as something, and we
but-
can use a
but
normal
Dora,
disguise kit. Okay, tell me.
if everything goes perfectly well that we can observe about this plan, what if we walk into the camp and they have a powerful abjurer, and then they take the magic, or they go, oh, magic, and then they take it off, and then it's like, what the fuck is happening? I have these prisoners. I think I can
Well,
cast.
we
I
can
think
ask-
I
We
think
can
Zintra
ask Globthrock if that's a thing that's going to happen.
I think we could, but I think I have pass without trace, so we actually have a decent chance of sneaking.
Well, we could
in.
always do both. But okay, here's another concept. Okay, we just need Globthrock to be helping us. Globthrock doesn't need to be the deceiver. We just need somebody there. I could still disguise myself as someone else. That would make sense to be helping Globthrock, some other ally that is a normal size or something.
Another
And then
idea.
I'll do the talking while Globthrock is there. And then all we have to do is use a disguise kit to make one of the other three of you look like me, which they're not going to know. They're giants. They don't know what elves look like, you know? Like all they know is they've heard of Celestrina, right? So, and I have a disguise kit. So
Bayou looks at themselves at 3'5", the 6'10" or the 5'10" green dragon and the Minotaur, and then looks at you and says, "That really ought to be a very miraculous disguise kit, Celestrina."
Well, hey, hold on.
It's
hold on.
fine. They don't know how tall an elf to them an elf and a halfling are like the same height.
But
They do know that elves don't have scales, though. That's pretty common knowledge.
Celestrina, and we established Celestrina, and besides the extension of the horns, Erish are the same height. So like,
So you just have to
Yeah,
find
we
a way
could
to
just-
hide the horns.
Well, we can just put
Okay.
somebody in like a body bag or something. Be like, this is her. She's awake, but she's sedated. So we just have her in this. You know, like I feel like that's a solvable problem.
I have another thing. If we get to know the layout of the camp, I do have a magical zipline ring that I assume I have back after this combat.
Yeah.
I could just ferry us over.
But we have to get through the like magical portal to get to the actual rest of place that we're going.
Yeah, so we just pop up right next to the portal and then jump in, right?
But then
Oh.
there's people on the other side. We have to get through the portal and then also like
Oh.
sneak in like at the same time.
so it sounds like what we need is maybe to have Globthrock here give us some info, and then we need to gather more information as we get closer to the portal to see exactly what's going on. Unless Globthrock actually knows the full ins and outs, which I don't know if Globthrock does.
Globthrock doesn't know the full ins and outs of this camp that he's staying at.
No, but Globthrock could give us like, you know, information about some ally that I could disguise myself as. Wait, Erish,
Yeah.
I guess your cover was blown.
She gobbled my frock till I'm suggestible.
Well, my cover was blown for that specific like conclave of people that we took out. So I don't know actually if because I was also not part of the main force, right? Like we were there, we weren't with the giants, that group, as far as I know, right, Molly?
Right.
So I mean, I guess I could also, if I still had my garb and I still have kind of the accoutrement, I could try to front as one of those agents that got separated from their remind me of the leader's name again that we took out.
You took out the leader of the Janurota, and her
Janurota,
name
yeah.
is nope. She was the leader of the Onoramo, not
Oh,
the
that's-
Janurota, and her
Right.
name was
The
I might be able to
Yeah.
find it.
I can look it up.
it doesn't matter, but I guess yeah. So
But yeah,
do
you could ostensibly have like somehow like not gotten teleported or something like.
Like I got separated from
these people might not know
yeah.
you. You might have an issue where some of like the passphrases may have been updated, and so you'll have some old ones, but you may need to improvise some new ones. But yeah,
well, we've got
I
a
guess Globthrock can tell you that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Globthrock,
Globthrock could
yeah.
tell. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, well-
you have some things there.
Okay.
So
I think that's pretty much we're coming to something here.
we're definitely arriving at something.
What it is, I don't think any of us could tell you. But
And will it be with Globthrock? I don't know.
find out next
Well-
week on Dragon Ball Z.
Well, very interestingly, you will. So the idea is. So here's what I understand. You're going to travel with Globthrock as far as you can, sedate him, and then drag him along, and then wake him up again, and then suggest him again.
Yes, and we'll have him tied up until the suggestion succeeds. And if it does, if he passes the save
I-
both times, we'll just
Can I offer just a little of our party? What I've noticed, Celestrina, is that you are by far the best at talking to people, and yet consistently your plans involve you pretending to be unconscious and a prisoner. So why don't
that's
we
not my
just-
plan.
Is that not the plan anymore? I must have got confused. We talked about so
No,
many plans.
the plan is to have either like a dummy or one of y'all be dressed up as me and pretend to be unconscious while I am disguised as an ally, so I can do the talking, so Globthrock doesn't have to do the talking.
So do you
Uh-huh.
want to disguise yourself as me, but disguised as the agent of the Onoramil, and then we'll get the keywords, and I'll impart the
True.
information, and you can go from there? Because we know for sure
So-
I technically, my cover was I was part of this. I was in the
What was the name
interweaving
of
here.
you were the
You're
like
pretending to be
Justicars?
her. She's pretending
No.
to be you. You're pretending to be unconscious.
Okay.
You're pretending to. Okay. Sorry, I'm a
So
little.
we're gonna make Bayou into Celestrina. We're gonna do
don't have
makeup on
to.
Bayou to make them look like Celestrina.
We could just make a dummy.
Okay.
Like we
And
could just have
then-
like dragging behind us. Like this is Celestrina. We got her. She's unconscious.
Could
She's
we
in this-
kill
have
them all?
cult-
Is that
We have
could do
cult
that?
cover for Celestrina and Erish. What are
Yeah.
we doing about the green person?
Well, she came here in a cage. Well, we can ask Globthrock how
Oh, don't
she
put
would
me
have been
back-
transported in.
Don't put me back in a cage.
Well, it wouldn't be locked.
Why don't we just put you in bindings, but they're not actually the bindings aren't actually tied, but it looks like you're in
Yes.
bindings.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
exactly.
gag again. Unless you don't want to be gagged, not everyone.
Or
wants to be
whatever
gagged.
would make the most sense for Globthrock to have done.
The
Consent
gag
is
was
important.
uncomfortable. The bindings were like stressful.
Okay, so you're going to try to do prisoner transport into the dungeon.
Do they even
Yes.
keep prisoners in the dungeon?
Well, yes, they wanted me so Kranush could kill Celestrina himself.
We were supposed to go there.
That's where they
I
were
mean,
taking us.
We
What if we
could
just ask
also
for a showdown?
Yeah, what if we just like heroically run in and be like, "You wanted us, we're here, come get us."
I just think that's how we die.
That is true. The dragon did say I was probably gonna die. I maybe should have mentioned that to y'all.
Not dying is a pretty high priority for me. I'm not sure about you.
I'm
But
mostly
just so you
worried about the
know.
fate of like the world and the elemental balance between the gods that I worship. But
Yes, that
if
is
you wanna
also a high
survive, that's-
priority.
I do respect that.
Oh, I'm
needing
glad
to
you
survive.
respect that. That's
Yeah.
great.
I think at this point, if they succeed, then we won't have anything to survive afterwards. So either way, we got to do something.
I think we're more likely to make it deeper in there and, in a safe way.
Okay, so I'm gonna pretend to be tied up in my hands behind me, but actually I won't be tied up so that if a fight breaks out, I can start helping.
We'll just have Globthrock
Okay.
carry you and you can pretend to be unconscious. The rest is easy.
Okay. Okay, sure. Let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
So
Couldn't-
we have an understanding of what will occur at the beginning of next session.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds
so.
like
have
it.
Yeah.
We have an understanding of what everybody's role is going to be in the next session.
Can I throw one more
going
mention
into
to the
Erish, wait, is Erish pretending to be Celestrina, or is Erish pretending to be Erish, but
Erish,
not
Erish
a defector?
has a cover identity that is believed dead. Minta?
So you could,
Yeah.
okay.
Minta is the name of the cover identity.
Yes, Mintha. Yes, is my cover identity. Yes, that's right.
So yeah, I
So-
think we just use a dummy for Celestrina, and we just put her in like a bag or something, and and Globthrock
What
can
if
just be
we get-
carrying.
What if we get Globthrock to play Celestrina?
Why? Okay, all right. You're just memeing now. All right.
Well,
So-
but real quick, I do actually have a legitimate question here, because the one thing that I was getting hung up on was we are knocking out this giant and then going to carry them some indeterminate, at this point, distance. Do we that is the part where I'm like, can we feasibly, between
Yes,
the
of course
four
we
of us,
can.
carry a giant, which is a
We have-
huge
Zincha
creature?
We have-
Zincha, has
Zincha
an
can do
absurd
anything
ability.
with 2 caterpillars, like in the back,
Okay,
like lifting up
I-
the giant, and then Zincha can pull.
I mean, aren't they like
It's
over
better to do
400
it like a wheelbarrow, but okay.
Aren't they over 400 pounds or something like that? Like, what are we talking about here?
The
Like,
weight isn't the issue; it's the size. I can't grapple and like carry them because they're too big. But if they were unconscious, and I could use some tools, they're well within my 18.
We
strength.
can just build a sled.
okay.
Just build. He's gonna look rough when you get him there. Either way.
Maybe I'm just the disconnect between like what. Okay,
Bamboo sled.
sure.
We have bamboo. We'll make a bamboo sled out of the
We'll make-
cages.
Bamboo sled for our
Globthrock will help
prison
us.
transfer hustle.
Globthrock will help. I mean, they had to have been transporting us,
Here,
right? How how
Globthrock-
are they transporting us?
Well, they're
You
twice
were
our size, so that's
transported
not
up-
a question.
Yeah. So, as you were able to piece things together, you were, and Globthrock will tell you because he's the one who pulled you on. They found your bodies pitching in a surf, and they envenomed you as soon as they dragged you on board. And from there, took your armor, took your weapons, and they went upriver with you to the north. And so you have been transported by boat, and this is an inland camp. And then they're trying to bring you in one more step to the final. This is kind of like a midpoint camp.
And how were they going to get us in our cages there?
Gonna carry you. They're giants.
Okay.
I say they
But
literally just
but we're in big
double fist.
cages. Are they just gonna
Yeah. Just grab the cage.
They're
just like
so
each one
big.
One
grabs
in each
one?
hand.
What about all their stuff?
I
They
don't
don't
think
need
they
your
care about
stuff.
our
They're
stuff,
trying
yeah.
to kill you. They don't care about your stuff.
No, their stuff. Like for the trip.
It's a day walk.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Okay, so they were just gonna carry us manually. I mean, yeah, we could also just like wait. like we can tie them up and then do a short rest. I'll get my spell slots back. We suggest again. We don't have to wait. We don't even have to sedate, actually. We can just tie them up.
How about he just leads us there and tells us, and then when the suggestion falls off, you can try to recast it, and if it fails, we'll kill him. 'cause it's
No,
the
if
one guy.
We just
What if-
tie them up, so if it fails, we wait an hour.
What if we just have him? We suggest him, and then he just can, with his big old giant arms, catapult us through the portal. Like he could just yeet us a day distance away and just throw us
I
through
don't
the
think that's
portal.
how that works.
Okay.
I think we can ask. We should ask.
Let's walk and talk. Let's walk and
we should-
talk.
We should ask. Yeah, sure. Let's walk and talk. We should ask. We should ask Globthrock what would be an effective way to tie up Globthrock that would make it so that they couldn't escape or like cast any spells or do any damage.
I don't want to be tied up. My friends wouldn't tie me up.
No. Yeah, exactly. So if we're your friend, how would we prevent that?
You would, anyone with rope coming towards me with the intent to tie me up, you'd kill them.
Right. Okay. We do have to sedate because we have to like trick them to like look away and then like sneak up and do us. And we can do. I have invisibility. That's not hard. But we do have to do the sedation thing. We can carry Globthrock. It won't be fast, but it'll work. It's fine. Let's move on from that.
All right. So you want to
I think
go as far as you can on the suggestion, then sedate, then take them through the woods as far as you can, get a long rest, wake up the next morning on the morning of the 6th day, and go into the camp.
Yeah, after we tie them up and then we tie up Globthrock, do another suggestion until it works, and then we go in.
Great. So, where we will stop for tonight is you arrive to the camp. You make your way through the jungle, cutting through thick swaths of really remote rainforest. And you arrive to this kind of beautiful little idyllic spring in the center of this northern Malgakdar land. And you will become level 8.
Whoa!
My Gog.
And
Oh
that
my
is
Globthrock.
where that is
Oh my
where
Oh my
Globthrock.
Globthrock. Oh.
and that is an awesome place to freeze. I love that.
Oh man.
Iconic. Okay. So, amazing. What an icon.
Oh my
What
Globthrock.
happened?
You had did you intentionally do that?
Me? I didn't do anything. I didn't do shit. I was just sitting here.
So what you did is you went, oh my god, Doc, and it froze like as you were like right here.
I got
Amazing.
a screenshot.
That
It's in the
was
Discord.
so
I got a
good.
screenshot.
That was
So good.
Oh,
All right,
My
so
Globthrock.
My name is Molly. It's different. I do streaming here. We are here with Concord. Not next week, but the following 3 Wednesdays as this arc comes to an end. And then we will be coming back in the fall for the final season of this show. If you want to check out the rest of the show, we are all over YouTube. So please check us out. Just look up the Concord Nilmananji all on the table. There are other really cool shows that we'll be hopefully picking up here on the channel. So please stay tuned for that. I want to shout out thank you to Fiona Shade Stories for rating us again tonight. That was freaking sweet.
Yeah, thanks.
Also, thank you to everybody who came in and hung out in chat. My plug for the day is going to be 5050.1. We have to do what we can in these times. So go to 5050.1 and see what's going on near you. See what the next action is. Get involved in your local community. Contribute to a mutual aid. Cook dinner for a friend who's having a bad day.
Yeah.
Do something nice for someone else. That's my plug. Adora, what are you plugging?
Oh, I was just saying, I think the next day of action with 5051 is May Day. So it's like a big day for like labor movements and stuff. So that's that's May 1st. It's like Thursday, week from tomorrow. So keep that in your brain.
Awesome. Trav, what are you plugging?
Along the same lines, hey, what I'm plugging is join a union. If you don't have one, start one at your job. All jobs, labor rights. Let's get that. Let's make a wave of labor unions in the U.S. and abroad.
Hey,
Penny, do you have something less selfless to say? Do you have something like self-promoting you'd like to do?
I made a board game, and you should buy it. It's called Slay the Spire: the board game.
Yeah.
So if you have not played Slay the Spire, the board game, everyone I know who's played it has had nothing but great things to say about it.
It's fun.
And so you definitely have to check it out. I've heard a lot of people say it is an accurate translation of the game to the new format.
But it's much simpler because there's no computer doing all the math for you. So it's
no
it's much
computer.
simpler. Yeah. If you like the video game Slay the Spire, and you're getting sick and tired of Commander, but you do have a 4-player group that plays like constantly, you should try Slay the Spire, the board game.
It's really fun.
You must.
Yes.
It's really fun. And then finally, for Scarlett, I'm gonna say she's plugging upgrading from DSL internet. I think if you still have DSL or cable internet, I think it's probably the time to make the jump to fiber. If there's not fiber where you live, go down and go out and chop down a telephone company pole with an axe. Maybe they'll put fiber there. And if you do that every day, eventually something will happen. You'll probably go to jail, but maybe they'll install fiber optic in your neighborhood. Who knows?
Maybe anything
Maybe.
could happen.
I bet the prison has fiber optic.
The prison probably does have fiber optic in Colorado. So thank you so much for spending time with us today. I'm gonna learn how to raid today. I'm gonna do it. All
We're
right,
doing
so
it.
I have to go to Twitch.
We're
While
raiding.
you're doing that, well, one thing to put in your mind, which we can discuss later, is that if Globthrock has any spells that they can cast.
We're raiding. We're raiding.
Then,
We're
let me
raiding.
know.
I don't know who to raid though.
All right, can you go to like the same game, like the Dungeons and Dragons category?
I guess we can. That would be a good
And you could-
idea.
you can go to the, like-
Dungeons and Dargons.
I have it
Dungeons and
open. Let me
Dragons.
sort by viewers low to high and give you the person with the fewest viewers playing Dungeons and Dragons. We need to figure out who are the other queer Dungeons and Dragons streamers. Casual
Homebrew
roleplay,
Heroes?
LGBTQ friendly. Okay, I got it. I found it. I'll send you a link right here. I'll send you a link in
Okay.
the Discord. This seems like a good choice. This says LGBTQ friendly, so I can only
Totally
assume
gonna
it's
get
gay.
canceled for this. Here we go.
Oh no, it's also dark and edgy and friendly and fun and comedy. What does it mean?
Okay. we
Dark
are
and edgy
going-
and friendly and fun.
Looks like we're gonna raid Natural Idiots. All right, where is this? Natural Idiots, right? This is the one.
Yeah,
How do we do
yeah.
this? So I'm here on their stream. How do we do?
Do you do it on the stream or do you do it
I'm
from
gonna
the
go make some
dashboard?
dinner. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
No, wait. We gotta figure out how to raid all of us together.
I'm here.
I,
The
Raid
dashboard.
panel. Here it is. Got it. All right. Search filter.
Oh.
Search live channels to raid. Natural Idiots.
Well, if it's not dealt with,
Dungeons and
then
Dargons.
step out.
Start raid.
Woo!
we did it.
We did it.
Goodbye.
Rating in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raid now.
Woohoo!
Goodbye.